Hey there, welcome to Virtual Smoke Sesh number 3. Tonight we'll be smoking some Granddaddy Purple, some JDP from OK Ottawa Kind Delivery. If you're in the Ottawa area, check them out. Some very reasonable prices and a massive selection. But before we get started, let's go ahead and take a quick listen to Herbal T, Lewis and Clark. By Wax. Hit it! Oh shit. Oh, got straight brain fuzz. Oh, yeah. Granddaddy Perp from OK Kind Delivery. It tastes like very grapey. And that was Lewis and Clark by Wax and Herbal T. Herbal T is twin brother. And yeah, the links are in the description. I advise you check out their channel and listen to some of their music, man. It's classic. I copied the description for the song so you can get their Twitter link and everything down in the description below. So yeah, tonight while I have my smoke, I'm gonna talk about. Oh yeah, check out my cool glasses. Whoa, dude! That was my Halloween costume that I never got to use because my Halloween special fell right through. But anyway, tonight we're gonna discuss my adventure to Ottawa with my friend Justin, and that was to get. This was like probably 10 years ago, maybe 7, and this was to get 1 fucking gram of hash. Like now I've gone through a couple of grams of hash per week since I've started being able to, you know, produce it myself or whatever you want to say, from cheap shit that you get. And, you know, this was a horrible adventure. So we're going to do that. We're also going to do the story of the only fight I've ever won, boxing the shit out of some dude. And I won. And also to end off, we're going to compare shitty food to good food. So yeah, we're only gonna go for 10 minutes or whatever, but I'm gonna start doing these every day, little smokes and talks. And if you're watching there at home, you too can join in the conversation just by clicking on the link that I put in the chats. And yeah, you can smoke along with me. Hopefully you're gonna smoke, and hopefully you're not gonna say anything crazy. But yeah, if you do want to join, you can go ahead and copy this into your browser here. If you check in the comments, you can copy that into your browser, and you can join too and virtually smoke sesh with me, because that's the whole idea of the thing. That we're just trying to smoke some shit, talk about shit, But yeah, and also why I want to be a leader and problem solver. All right, so I guess we'll start with this story. That Granddaddy Purple is harsh. It tastes purpley though. So yeah, this adventure was probably, it had to be at least 7 years ago, because this is before I got my own apartment, even my first one. And holy shit, me and my friend Justin W, we'll call him, we had this dude that we knew that lived It's not really important where he lived. Lived near a mall, and we used to get all kinds of stuff off him. He actually was good friends with my cousin, somebody I've had on the show before at least once. And yeah, you get all kinds of good stuff. But I remember we went there with my mom. We lived in the countryside. You got to understand, like 45-minute drive from this place from Ottawa. So almost an hour fucking drive, over an hour and a half there and back with the traffic lights, and especially if you want to stop at Tim Hortons to get a coffee and shit on the way back. And anyways, we got there, and I had like what, $20, I think, maybe 15. I can't recall. We got there. They smoked us on a joint. It was nice. We were really poor back then. Didn't really smoke too much of the weed. And we got there. Oh my goodness. And I remember he's like, all right, here, I got your hash here. And he had this big ball. It was like this fucking big. Like, it was pretty good. It was like the size of like a quarter, like a coin, like that size, maybe a bit bigger. And I was like, holy shit, that's a nice gram of hash. He's like, whoa. That's like fucking 7 grams. Here's yours. And he handed me this tiny little fucking thing. And like, he showed me on the scale. It was a G. It was square and square. But man, it was so tiny. It was probably the size of like, I want to say a dime, but it was probably, to be realistic, it was probably a lot smaller than that. And yeah, I don't mean like the hash that I have here that I got. You know, it's flat. It's like a flat little puck. It's like a hockey puck. You know, it's not. Yeah, it's not a ball. Like, I could roll it to a ball, I guess, but fuck that shit. And yeah, he just handed me this little pebble. I'm like, what the fuck? So anyway, me and him are talking. Me and Justin are talking. We're there. We're smoking. We lose track of time. I swear to God, it couldn't have been more than 15 minutes. And the stupid thing is, we left my mom in the car. See, nowadays, my mom would come in, but at that time, she didn't like hanging around. She didn't like talking to people who sold weed, even though she smoked weed. So, I mean, I don't blame her, though. A lot of people who sell that shit are like fucking grease balls, you know? It's just like inherent, especially at these dispensaries, man. Those people are total grease. But anyways, yeah. Fuck, I'm like not really in the shot fully here. Let's just take off my hat. That was just for kicks, anyways. And oh shit, where's the thing? So anyways, my mom ended up taking off. She drove a fucking way, and I was like, oh, she'll be back. She probably just went to get us a coffee. Start calling her on the cell phone, nothing. An hour goes by, and they're like, all right, well, we're doing our own thing. You guys got to leave. I'm like, what the fuck? My friend Justin's bitching. He kind of has this attitude where as soon as something goes wrong, he's really complaining. He's like, oh my God. Think of, if you want to imagine Justin W., imagine Beavis and Butthead if they were one person. You know what I mean? He's just kind of, he's fun to talk to. He knows a lot about music, ironically, like Beavis and Butthead. But or they would if they actually sat there on the couch. And if you're not familiar with Beavis and Butthead, they just used to, their whole show was just fucking music videos. So anyways, but he's kind of like, I don't know, complainy and short-tempered and shit. And he's like, oh, your mom left us. Oh my God, I can't believe your mom left us. Like, what the fuck, man? You dragged me out here, and now I've got to fucking bus home and shit. Like, you're retarded, blah, blah, blah. And eventually he calmed down. He's like, whatever, let's make the best of it. And we started by walking up near the experimental farm. If you're from Ottawa, you should know where that is. It's like near like Fisher Road and shit like that. And we sat there probably for a good 45 minutes. We kept calling. We told her where we were. Obviously, she was not coming back because it's been like an hour and a half at this point. And holy fuck, we're basically stranded in Ottawa. Now, I know this is not a big deal for those of you who grew up in a city. You don't really understand what it's like to be stuck outside that city where the buses don't go, because you can't just bus home. It's about, I think it's like 30 kilometers from, no, it's actually about 40. So it's like a 40-kilometer walk from Ottawa. I don't know about Greeley, but to Osgood, yeah. And to Greeley, it's probably pretty close. It's probably about 30 kilometers. And, it's just fucking a long way to walk, especially at nighttime, especially in winter. In winter, good luck. You have a better chance of walking across the desert. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, if you've got a coat on and shit, I don't know, but it's not fun. It's not fun. Wind blowing and shit. So we basically had to just stay in Ottawa. And at that point, we were sitting at a mini mall, and we decided to just start walking. And I think Justin had the plan in his head, like, you know, my sister doesn't live too far from here. We're gonna wait till 6 in the morning, and then we're gonna fucking see if she can give us some bus tickets. I don't know if we had that plan right away, but I do remember we started walking. We went to Tim Hortons, and I don't even think we got a coffee or a hot chocolate because, you know, back in those days we were pretty broke. But what we did end up doing is like standing in that little area behind the dumpsters, and like there's a fence around the dumpster, and we just fucking had a, oh, it was ghetto as fuck. I think we, if I remember correctly, we had a pop can, and we did that ghetto shit where you poke holes in the top of the pop can. We didn't even scrape off the paint. It was disgusting now that you think about it. Ugh. And if you're a hardcore fucking, you know, a hardcore pothied out there like me, you know what it's like to fucking do that shit at least once in your life. So, you know, when you're young, you don't really give a fuck. Now I'd never do that. Now I'd just rather wait. But yeah, your throat hurts and everything too. And anyway, we just took a little bit out. It was impossible to do. We were trying to burn it in the wind and shit like that. It wouldn't stay lit. And it was fucking bad. You know, it was bad. It was a bad time. We must have wasted like half of it. I don't know, but I did get a hit off it. I got retardedly stoned. In those days, you smoke, you actually get high. Now it just get, you know, makes you normal and shit. If you smoke a lot, sure you get a little bit baked and things are fun. No denying that. It's more fun than not smoking, but it's not like before. Before you used to get like seriously impaired, you know. It would be like drinking. But anyways, we ended up wandering around for a bit. We ended up some dirty office building. It was like an IBM building or some shit just to warm up. And the security guard's like, "Oh, you guys looking for someone?" Right away. It's like some old man sitting at a fucking desk. We're like, "No, we're just freezing, you know, we need to warm up for a minute." But like we sat in the entrance because it was locked for a bit, and then he came out and he asked us through the door, of course. He didn't want to fucking risk letting us fucking run into the place and do some fucking what's that movie with fucking god damn it. Smoking a little bit too much. Bruce Willis in the Office building, Die Hard. That's what it's called. Yeah. Didn't want to get die hearted. So yeah, fucking he kicked us out of there, and we ended up fucking going to some apartment building because it was only like 11 o'clock or something like that. We had like 4 hours. We went all the way to some apartment building, and we waited for someone to let us in, which, you know, a lot of people fucking do that shit. They do that shit here too. It drives me crazy. But, you know, desperate times, desperate measures. You know what I'm saying? So we waited there. Someone let us in, and when the guy got in the elevator, we just pretended to check the mail or whatever. And then when the door closed, we fucking left. We went into the stairwell. I think where we fucked up is we pretended to check the mail because they probably saw us on the camera. And then we went into the fuck, because I don't know. Other than that, I don't know how the fuck they saw us. They probably saw us go into the lobby, and, you know, I don't know. But anyways, we went up into the stairwell, and a lot of people have done this. I've done this actually one more time since then. And we went up a couple of floors, and we just sat down, and we're like, all right, we'll just chill here. We've got the cell phone. We'll set an alarm, and we'll get the fuck out of here in the morning. I think that's what his plan was. Obviously, we weren't planning to live in Ottawa, be, you know, bums. But yeah, I can't really remember the full fucking what we were planning at that point. But anyways, we waited till about fucking we got about like 45 minutes, an hour in there. And then somehow a fucking security guard shows up to throw us out. Let me just take a fucking drag off this. How we doing for time here? 13 minutes. That's not bad. All right. But yeah, the security guard came in, and, you know, he wasn't mad at us at first. He was a bit more like, "You guys got to go. Like, you know, what the fuck you doing?" And like, he actually, when we got outside, we're like before that, we're like, we're sorry, we're not homeless, we're not fucking crackheads, we're just fucking, we're from the countryside, you know what I mean? We're from Osgood and Greeley, and we just came here to see some friends, and then our drive never showed up. So, you know, we're not trying to trespass and sleep in the stairs, because he's like, "Oh, I could have you charged, all this, you know, you guys shouldn't be here, this is trespassing." And then he's like, right away, he's like, and I think it was like an Asian dude, if I remember correctly. And right away, he's like, "Oh, okay." You know, he understood what was going on. He believed us for what we're saying. And he actually he's like, "I'm not supposed to do this, but I'll give you guys a drive to a Tim Hortons or something." And I was like thinking to myself, like, fuck, we don't have any money. We don't have any fucking cash. We're going to get thrown into Tim Hortons too. And he's like, I don't know if he asked us or what, but he ended up buying us each. I think it was just a small. I think he wouldn't, nobody minds buying large, but I think he's just trying to make a point. He didn't want to be like, here's your reward, a large coffee. He might have bought us a large. I don't remember, but he just said sip it slowly, and. And yeah, we sat in Tim Hortons for about 2 hours. We figured out. I don't think phones back then were super advanced. I don't think they had maps and shit like that. Because I really don't believe that he Googled that shit. Like this must have been pre. This definitely was pre 2012. The story I'm telling right now. So do the math. I'm probably like fucking 17 or some shit in the story. But anyways, he figured out where the fuck we were. I think he probably called his sister on a shitty little flip phone. And it was just like, it's a budget. They did have smartphones back then, but they weren't really, I don't think it was a smartphone anyway. And we went to somewhere near his sister's. I think he wanted to keep me on edge because this whole story, I'm thinking, he didn't tell me he's going to get bus tickets, this and that. This guy is kind of an asshole. I like him. He's my friend, Justin W. And if you know me, I just don't want to give his full name because, whatever. Maybe he doesn't want people knowing he smokes hash. Guy's got a lot more to worry about than smoking hash and it being known. Let me tell you about that. Fuck, I really got to fix my green screen because my head's not even in the picture. It's like half in the picture. Anyway, give a fuck. There we go. But yeah, it's not even. Anyway. So yeah, anyways, we fucking Jesus Christ. No, I'm just kidding. Start readjusting it. Yeah, we ended up fucking going to some bus shelter. We were there. It seemed like a long time. It was probably like half an hour. And freezing, and finally his sister shows up. I'm like, oh, do you know that person? Like, I'm pretty sure, like, oh, do you know that person? But anyway, he didn't tell me the last minute because he wanted me to really be like worrying what the fuck we're gonna do. Now that I think about it, that's pretty much what happened because I don't think he was telling me, oh, I can get us bus fare, we're gonna be all right. But anyway, we did have to wait outside for like 7 hours. We were freezing, and yeah, then he gave me 2 bus tickets. He's like, you owe me for that shit. $250. I never paid him, I don't think. Maybe my mom did. But anyway, we ended up busing somewhere. He's like, oh, we'll just bus to a mall and wait there. And I'm like, no, we'll bus to my aunt's. We'll show up there, and I could probably get my mom to drive us home. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we did. We ended up showing up to my aunt's. They had their own house. It wasn't an apartment building or anything. So, we didn't have to pull any fucking bullshit. We just showed up there. By that time, it must have been noon. I was exhausted. I was falling asleep on the bus. I was super cranky. If I don't sleep 8 hours a night, even 9 hours, I get super fucking cranky. But anyway, we got there, and my aunt was really nice. She started talking to my friend, and after like 10 minutes, I'm like, can I go lay down? Like, I'm passing the fuck out here. Or you know what? I didn't even ask. I think she was nice enough. She's like, oh, go lay down if you need some sleep. And I did, passed out, and then my mom showed up like, I don't know how long later, 2 hours. But man, that was fucking one of the shittiest nights. I remember sitting there thinking, like, man, am I going to be stuck here for like 3-4 fucking days in Ottawa? Because it's happened before to me. Like, I've got stuck in Ottawa at that point when I was younger for like 2 days at one point. I remember one day I was with some girl and another friend, and then they ditched me to go get a haircut. I went with some random dude. This is like a little bonus quick story. He walked all the way to this place. Later, I found out it was like some kind of rooming house / like halfway house. It wasn't gross, but it was like, you could tell it was like a house that was made into like it was weird, 4 little things. It seemed more like a recreational center with rooms in it. But yeah, it was like right across the bridge in Quebec. And, it was really nice. I liked it a lot better than the shelters in Ottawa because, you know what? I don't even think it was a shelter. It was something like, yeah, something like that kind of a temporary housing. But, if that's what the shelters were like, I'm sure people would want to go. But it's just like, it's shit in those shelters. So just to bring up a little political point. But yeah, man, I remember passing out. He's like, oh, dude, you passed out and someone took the weed. Now you owe me for that weed. Oh, it's okay. Because he was telling me the whole day, he's like, I'm going to pay you this night. He's like, I'll just take it off where I was going to pay you. So I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. Because he was like, oh, I'll give you $60 for walking around me, blah, blah, blah. I need you on this deal as backup. I'm like, what the fuck? I've never done any of this shit in my life. I'm like, what the fuck? This guy's crazy. But he's a nice dude. After that, I never saw him again. And to bring up the girl, I think I never saw her again after that, except like briefly. But whatever, that's all good. She was like more into girls anyways. A lot of the girls I've dated are bisexual. Bisexual. Oh, who isn't a little bit bisexual nowadays? Not me, man. Not me. I like bananas, but that's as far as it goes. No, just kidding. All right. But yeah, who doesn't like a good banana? Look, it's not green. And yeah, I guess I'll finish off by, we're at 20 fucking minutes probably now, 25 fucking minutes almost. So I'll just finish off by going into this fucking story about another time when I was not really living indoors and shit. I didn't have a stable place to live, and it's mostly because of my stepdad or whatever. I had a stepdad, my mom's husband, I call him, and yeah, man, that guy was a really bad dude. But the main point being is he ended up kicking me out a bunch of times. I had a friend, Austin. To this day, I can't remember where the fuck I met Austin. Oh, Austin, Austin R. I won't give his full name in case I have a crazy story to tell about him in the future. And yeah, he let me stay at his brother Kyle's. He was on social housing or some shit, so he had like a cheap free house, and that was great. And like they sheltered me for at least like a week or two. But I didn't know skills to go and get a job. I didn't have any idea how to get cash. I couldn't get a hold of my mom. I think I might have got a hold of her once while staying there, and I got like a supply drop or some shit. But man, I remember being so hungry, not even knowing, like I was stupid at that point. I had no idea that Chinese noodles were 50 cents. Otherwise, I would have actually gone and panhandled. I was that fucking hungry all the time. And that was probably like the first time I ever got hungry. So yeah. But anyways, what does this say removed from YouTube? What the fuck? Oh, okay, sorry. That's Clown Cannibal. Cool, man. Sorry about not reading your comment. He says, I demand Prick Robbed be removed. Okay. Oh, I wanted to show it on screen. Here we go. There, it's a new skill. Clown Cabal. Oh, Clown Cabal, not Clown Cannibal. I'm sorry. I demand Prick Rob be removed from YouTube. Did you rename yourself? Is this one of the other dudes? Yeah, fuck Prick Rob. That'll be a lasting joke. So let me put it down. But yeah, thanks for their comment, buddy. I just learned some new skills, how to put things up on the screen. So we'll start paying attention to the comments a little bit more. But yeah, I just want to finish up by saying, man, and it came down to the point where they're like, yo, the only thing you would get is liquor. And if you know anything about liquor, drinking on an empty fucking stomach when you're like starving, and you'd be lucky to get like a piece of bread maybe every day or so. Like, I'm not shitting you. You'd have to beg for the bread because Kyle would be like, yo, go get your own food. And I was stupid. I didn't know how to get my own food at that point. I was actually basically a kid. Anyways, so fucking they're like, yo, you and Newfy. There was a guy named Newfy. I guess he was from Newfoundland. But he was kind of slow. He talked like this. He wasn't retarded or anything, but like, he'd talk like that. And I can't do a great impression of him. He's like, he had a fucking accent. He was missing a few teeth. He was kind of dumb. And they're like, yo, Alex, you got to fight Newfy. If we'll give you. We were drunk on an empty stomach, and he's like, my stomach was hurting, and he's like, oh, we'll give you some food, we'll give you a couple packs of noodles, maybe 2 packs. And I'm like, what the fuck, 2 packs? This is like Coliseum shit, Rome times. And anyways, gladiator shit. And he's like, and we'll give you some weed, we'll give you the 5-piece. I'm like, yo, Austin, what the fuck? He's like, come on, guy, or some shit like that. He was a funny dude. All the whole time he just had a smile. Austin's got like curly like chestnut hair, blue eyes, and he's a country dude, right? He's from Rockland. I met him in school while I was in a group home, and he smoked weed and stuff. He was a cool dude though. Me and him were friends. There was a few other guys. I'm gonna write down full stories so I can remember all the details. But yeah, man, we had a lot of good times in Rockland, skipping school together, smoking dope, drinking, and he was a good guy. I liked him, but he was a guy who also, take advantage of people, push them to limits. Like nowadays, I wouldn't let that shit fly. I'd be like, yo, fuck you. And he's the kind of guy you get as much respect as you demand. And like I've had people I like to fuck with because they're really goofy and they're annoying as fuck. And back then I was probably pretty annoying. I don't think I was mean or anything, but I could tell you plenty of stories of Austin's house, Austin Kyle's house. But anyways, fucking yeah, man. So they made us fight. They tried to give him fucking boxing gloves and me nothing. I'm like, what the fuck? They gave him 2 matching boxing gloves, and they're like, you gotta do it without. Now, if I'd known today, I'd probably go bare knuckle because you could probably do a little bit more damage. It's safer for injuries, but you could probably do more damage. It's more intense. But I was stupid. So, and like, if I would have known that, would have made it probably, I don't know, not much of a difference. But anyways, they kept searching. They found some hockey gloves. They gave us each one hockey glove and one boxing glove. And I probably got a shitty one on the right hand, the hockey glove on the right hand. But anyways, I remember this is the only fight I've ever been in where I actually won. The rest of the times, people just knocked the fuck out of me, and I don't want to get in trouble with the law because I know I'm in Canada. It's basically like a communist country. It has been for a long time, basically. And it's like fucking you. If you defend yourself, you're probably gonna have to go to court to prove you're innocent, even if you just punch them. You know what I mean? It's pretty stupid. So anyway, long story short, this is the consensual fight, totally legal. And he's like, boom, 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 trying to hit me. And I played a lot of UFC with him, eh? Like I started fucking winning against Kyle, and he was like George St. Pierre, and I started knocking him out. He's like, well, yo, fuck you, this and that. But he was actually mad. He's like, yo, you're cheating, this and that. Fuck you. Like he wasn't like Austin. Like he was serious most of the time. But anyway, he was in MMA and shit. I'm like, you might be able to beat the fuck out of me in real life, Kyle, but I just kicked your ass in this fucking UFC. Anyways, fucking oh, I think I just swallowed a fly. Anyways, yeah, fucking I don't know. Anyways, I ended up kept blocking just like I seen in the game. That's what I was thinking in my head. Block, block, block. I remember blocking like this, and then I went to hit my ear, and instinctively I blocked my ear, and then I punched him once, punched him a few more times like a combo, and at that point I was like, holy fuck, I'm feeling like Rocky. It was like a video game in real life, like virtual reality. Fuck all that shit, man. Boxing and like playing real sports is the shit. That's where it's at. Honest to God. But anyway, after that, after I won that fight, I hit him a few times and then he was dazed. And he was like, oh shit. And he wasn't even blocking his face. He was like, and it was like, oh, I heard in my head, all I heard in my head is, finish him. I swear to God, all I heard is, finish him. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And then everyone started saying, knock him out, knock him the fuck out, man. Now, I got some respect after that fight. They started treating me better. They started feeding me like a meal a day and shit like a fucking pet. I swear to God, yo. I swear to God. They started feeding me and treating me better. But this is the thing. They didn't actually treat me like as one of them because they said, finish him, finish him. I'm like, should I finish him? Should I finish him? And they're like, yeah, do it. I'm like, no, I can't do it. And I took off my glove. I'm like, yo, man, good fight. And he's like, yo, thanks, man. I was fucked up. And he had black eye and shit. That's the only time I've ever fucking fought somebody. But man, the rush that you get when you're winning a fight, it makes me almost want to sign up and do a bit of boxing, with a helmet or some shit. But I mean, at the point when you're wearing a helmet, how do you know who wins and shit? I don't know. I just don't want to get brain damage from fighting or fuck up any more of my teeth, man. But yeah, anyways, I'd advise, do some sports while you can. A lot of the gyms pretend to wear masks and shit. They don't actually do it. I've heard from, people that go to these things. I don't really go to gyms. But anyways, that's about 20 minutes. I'm just going to say a few more things, probably interesting things, no need to click off if you're watching this in replay. But yeah, one thing they did do is I begged for change at Austin's. Like not from them or begged at the corner. I've only ever begged once in my life. I got a toonie and I got myself a fucking $1.69 hamburger from McDonald's. And I was happy as fuck. I went to a bank though. That's where you got a panhandle. In front of the bank where the money's at, yo. Not kidding. But I'm like, yo, I'm hungry. I need a cheese. Like, why are you begging in front of the bank? I need a cheeseburger, man. I'm fucking starving. I would never usually do this. I've never done this before. He gave me toonie. I'm like, thanks. And I took off. He was probably expecting me to just keep posting there like some fucking fiend. But no, man, I was actually trying to get a burger. Got a burger and I fucking took off. And yeah, I went to the McDonald's and got it. But yeah, fucking they gave me some change and oh no, you know what it was? They gave me some change or whatever, but they wanted me to go get some meat pies because there was a meat pie place. This is in Saint Laurent, so there's a meat pie place. I think it's called Aladdin's or something like that. And if you're in Ottawa, check out Aladdin's meat pies. You can have meat and cheese or meat and lemon. And I'm a fucking trickster, not a trickster, but a crafty guy. I'm like thinking like, man, I should go in there and be like, lemon and cheese, please. I should be like, lemon and spice, awfully nice, because that was one of the things, lemon and spice. And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna hit them up with some slogans and be like, yo, just give me a free meat pie, and I'll write all kinds of fucking slogans for you guys. You need to Americanize, you need to Canadianize yourselves a little bit more. You need to make this place look like a corporate joint. Even though you're a mom and pop institution, they had a big fucking wood oven. They cook that shit right in front of you, take like 5 minutes. And they're basically like pizza pockets made from scratch. So they're not like, You know that fucking gas? You know that pasty fucking taste you get from Pizza Pocket? It's like, it's clearly made by Pillsbury Dough fucking boy. You know, or a subsidiary or whatever the fuck you want to call it, a smaller company. Man, these things are made from fresh dough. They're crispy. They're ready. They're fucking delicious. And they're all 100% halal and kosher. As if, let's be honest here, people. Do you really think this wars in the Middle East are for real? Halal and kosher are the same fucking things. The same fucking things. There might be some rituals involved, though. I don't know the whole story. I think they have to slaughter the bless the goats or some shit before they kill them, or whatever the fuck. Who gives a shit? All right, these people love each other. They love each other. All right, so yeah, let's finish it off by just saying they gave me a couple of meat pies, and after that, man, I was addicted to these meat pies, you know. But they treated me nice after that. I got a bunch of other stories of that shit, but yeah, we're at about 30 minutes. I'm gonna finish off this joint real quick because this is a virtual smoke sesh. I gotta do a bit better job of smoking these things. It's hard to talk on smoke though. That's why I want to get someone on the show with me. So whoever the fuck you are, send me a comment that you want to be on the smoke show. Smoke with me. Let's do this shit. Become in the Stoner Club with me. But yeah, anyways, yeah, so thanks for watching. I'm gonna end it off in the next 2 minutes, but I guess I'll just mention real quick, you know, why do I want to be a fucking leader? Why do I want to be an inspirational kind of person? Like, I look up to a lot of genuine people. I used to look up to a lot of phonies and shit. I'm sure a lot of you do, but I look up to genuine fucking people. You know, John Lennon was a pretty genuine motherfucker. I think that's why they shot him. That's a conspiracy we're going to look into real soon. Oh, and the Canadian Conspiracy Club coming back soon. Stevie, come back. You can blame it all on me. I need a co-host as anyone can see. Stevie Low Pro, come back, yo. Stevie, come back. Even a fool can tell that I ain't doing well. And I need you, my buddy, my friend. Do, 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 to get to the end. That's probably not how the song goes. Wouldn't it be a tragedy if my mute was muted? My mic was muted like on Halloween. That was some Halloween trickery by the spirits, by the way. Let's be real. Halloween trickery by them evil goblins and ghosts. Probably some gremlins, little tiny gremlins crawling up against the wall here. There's a hole in the wall right behind my laptop. Probably fucking around, chewing on. Let's be honest. The gremlins are the Chinese. They're hacking into my computer because I'm speaking the truth about the Chinese government. Free fucking Tibet or whatever the fuck. Free Hong Kong and all that shit. Now I'm going to get censored. We just went from possible 156 views to 2.27 views. But yeah, do your part. Oh yeah. Why do I want to be a leader and shit? Well, listen, I watched a few videos about leadership the last week there, and I don't have all the notes in front of me. I did write them down and stick on my inspirational wall of inspiration and shit and aspirations. I got it right behind me, right in front of me here, right in front of the laptop. And we're getting a little long here. So basically all I want to say is, you know, real leadership is making leaders out of other people. I watch a lot of Tinfoil Hat Conspiracy Theory podcast with Sam Tripoli. Great show. I'm not trying to disparage it in any way. But yeah, man, that show, they're talking about simulation theory and how they genuinely believe reality is not real. And listen, whether or not you believe the world is flat doesn't really bother me at all. It's not that bad for you. It's bad for your brain. It makes you stupid. But I mean, in my opinion. But I mean, simulation fucking theory, it makes you think that, you know, nothing matters, that, you know, life isn't fucking a miracle, you know, that you're not a fucking human being created by fucking God or the creator, whatever you want to say, a higher power, and that you basically have no fucking meaning on earth. Now, I don't want to get all religious, but that's basically what it's trying to do. It's trying to convince you that nothing matters. And this is the part that really makes me angry, and it's going to be coming up in a new segment I call What the Fuck? And it's gonna be like number one, what the fuck, Jimmy Dore. Number 2, episode 2, what the fuck, Sam Tripoli. And I love these guys, but there's certain things that just make me fucking angry, and I want to call them the fuck out on it. So not in a mean way. I mean, Jimmy, yes, but I mean a little bit of a mean way too, you know. And Sam Tripoli, because people look up to you guys. You're heroes for a lot of people. Thousands, literally thousands of fucking people look up to you. So that's why I think it's important. You know, I'm not trying to disparage them, but what the fuck, man? Simulation theory? They call people NPCs, non-player characters, for all you RPG. Oh, look at the fucking acronyms. RPGers, role-playing gamers out there. And yeah, it's insulting. It's like there's these people out there, listen, they're brainwashed. They believe in fucking Kung Fu Flu. They believe that the government had nothing to do with 9/11. These people just buy the story. They buy the wholesale bullshit. And it almost seems like it's on purpose, but it's really not. And, you know, I used to believe a lot of stupid things. I used to believe that people from the Middle East were all fucking involved in terror and shit like that. You know how stupid and fucking ignorant and racist of a fucking opinion that is? That's what happens when you grow up in the middle of nowhere with a horrible stepfather. But look, I'm not a fucking bad person today. I learned a lot of shit. I worked with a lot of different people. And I learned that Canada, America, and, you know, some other fucking European countries, France and shit, Russia, you know, we're fucking over the rest of the world. We're fucking over those people. You know why they're a little bit behind the times? Because we've been fucking with them since World War II. But anyways, you know, so I haven't really had, you know, 20, 50 years ago, man, we treated girls exactly the same. Didn't have any rights. Probably like 70 years ago now, like before World War I, before World War II or some shit like that. Suffrage was just the right to vote, man. Think about women's rights. I don't even know when the fuck that happened. I don't even, I'm not even educated on that shit. They didn't even teach us that in school. Maybe they did. I was too ADD. So yeah, anyways, that's the show. Let's finish this off in a power smoke sesh. God, have a joy here. Let's take a look at the comments. Being a real leader is making leaders out of sheep. So that's why I think it's stupid. So let's check it out. Oh, I wish I would have checked out these comments. I'm just getting back into streaming, guys. There's probably no one watching yet. You guys took off. That's all good. Clown Cabal. All right, so let's show his comment up on screen. He must pay. I think he's talking about Prick Rob. Very nice picture. I'd like to know who made that. If you made that yourself, it looks kind of like it's clip art and shit. Good job, man. I like to make those things with clip art myself. It's a skill. Clown Cabal again. Austin sounds like a saint. Listen, Austin was a saint. He is a saint. He's got a kid now. That's why I'm not giving his full name. But Austin R was a fucking cool dude. Maybe he'll watch the show this time. I have him on Facebook, so you can guess who the fuck he is if you're a crafty raccoon type of a person. If you're one of them crafty critters there on fucking YouTube. Are you a crafty critter, Clown Cabal? Austin R. If you can drop that shit on the show, I will name you a fucking moderator, motherfucker. I need some moderators, though. Not really. But it'd be nice to have, like, one. I should have made Steve a moderator. I miss Steve. He doesn't give a fuck about me, though. All right, let's see. And finally, from Solstice XL. Oh, Solstice, I miss you, buddy. Let's take a look at your picture. Oh, so your picture, all this time I thought your face was blurred out. Your picture is a dude with like a fucking ski mask. It says, Quanon warned us all. I'm mispronouncing on purpose, so I don't get censored. No, he's saying QAnon, QAnon, warned us all. I have not looked into that stuff too much, but you know, I'm not saying they didn't put out real information. But all I got to say about that shit is I think it's kind of like keep calm and carry on, that kind of mentality. They want you to sit there. They want the people who give a fuck like me and you and Clown Cabal to sit around and do nothing, just smoke joints all day on YouTube. So with that, you know, I'm going to get back to work on making YouTube videos. I'm planning maybe I'll go visit my friend Nathan and show up with some of this Granddaddy Perp. Let's take this down. Granddaddy Perp. From OK Kind Delivery, this is Granddaddy Perp GDP or Gross Domestic Product. No, Granddaddy Purple. That's some fucking good shit, man. So try that out. But anyways, if you'd like to sponsor the show and you're fucking crazy, you know, let me know at the contact thing in YouTube. You can do that, man. It's easy. You if you know how to do it, you click on the look for my email thing. Prove you're not a robot. You'll see my email, and you can email me. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, and yeah, you too can be a guest in Al Wotton's Smoke Shack. Pretty soon we're going to be getting a off-site location. That's why we're going to have an office to do this in, and that's made possible by let's face it, it's made possible by my mama. So she's gonna help me out with that. She's got a place there. She's gonna help me out. And yeah, you'll see. We're gonna have a new set. We're gonna have it's like a nice room and shit. It looks kind of like an office building, big windows, but it's not that. And yeah, you'll see. So I hope you'll enjoy that. And we're gonna be bringing back the "It's So Late, It's Tomorrow" show. Why is that? I've been watching a lot of Craig Ferguson, the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. By the way, you can watch that for free on YouTube. Just look it up. Craig Ferguson, the Craig Ferguson archives. Just look that shit up. It's easy to find. And you don't have to watch shows like this anymore. You can watch quality entertainment. But at that, we're at 40 minutes. I bid y'all adieu. And hey, remember, smash like and share this shit. If you share this shit, you'll be an OG like Clown Cabal, Solstice XL. These motherfuckers, they'll be fucking OGs in something that's bigger than them, bigger than me. The dream that we can all have a voice on some idiot low budget fucking show that made the big time. If I get to Joe Rogan's level, you think I'm gonna fucking suck the fucking man's cock like he does? No offense to poor old Joe, but come on. The guy's he's so off on so many things. I'd like to fucking no, I wouldn't fight him. He'd beat the fuck out of me. He'd probably rape me. You think Joe Rogan would rape me? I would rape